All right, let's talk. Well, guess what? I want to talk about the dollar, and I want to talk about my call on the dollar. You know, I've been bearish on the dollar. Now, a lot of people out there, oh, Mike Norman, you got it all wrong. You got it all wrong on the dollar. You were wrong. You were wrong. Just admit it, Mike. You got it wrong. All right, I believe in facts. I believe in being truthful. So let's go over the facts. Let's go over the truth. I turned bearish on the dollar in December 2015. That was a couple of things going on at that time. The Fed had reversed course on interest rates for the first time in 9 years. They started raising interest rates. And also, I was following an ongoing fiscal expansion, which, by the way, accelerated once Trump became president in November 2016, and then, of course, in January when he was inaugurated and took office. So let's go over the numbers. In December, and I'm going to backtrack to something else, but let's go over the numbers first. In December 2015, when I said the dollar was going to go down, the dollar index at that time was around 100. I'm going to use the dollar index as a proxy, but this also applies to all the individual currencies, really, maybe with the exception of the British pound, which of course got wrapped up in this whole Brexit thing, but that is, in my opinion, a huge, enormous mispricing by the market. But that's a whole other video. I'm not going to go into that. So the dollar index was around 100 in December 2015. Over the course of the next 13 months, it went from 100 down to, it went up first from 100, it dipped down a little bit, and then it went all the way up to 103.84, I believe. And then from that point, 103.84 all the way, and that was in January 2017. All right, so December 2015 was at 100, and I went bearish. In January 2017, it was 103.84, so up about 4% from where I first called it. It dipped down, then it went up to 103.84. Then it went all the way down for a year. Actually, 13 months, it went from 103.84 down to 88.25, where it went down it hit that low in February of 2018. It's 18 months ago, 19 months ago, okay? Then it's rallied since. It went from 88.25, now it's at 99 and change, okay? So, I'm originally short at 100. We're back roughly where I got short, a little bit below that level. It had some swings in between. It went, like I said, up to 103.84. Down to 88.25 and back again. Now this recent, not recent, but the last 18, 19 months, that's on the trade hysteria and all this other stuff. All right, so a lot of portfolio flows based on what I still believe is a false understanding, a flawed understanding of what's going on. And by the way, we had 8 rate increases and 2 rate cuts. All right, and the Fed went from expanding its balance sheet to now, the Fed went from contracting its balance sheet to now expanding it a little bit. Now I want to go back, because though a lot of you in this time period that I'm talking about, you're saying I got it all wrong. First of all, I didn't get it all wrong because it's still lower than my original call. And second of all, you have to understand that my approach is based on MMT. This is a macroeconomic approach. These things don't play out over the period of a week or a few days. I know a lot of you, if it doesn't happen in a few days or a week, you know, you're right away saying it's not right and it's wrong and this and that. I mean, that is your problem, not mine. You don't have the patience or the ability to wait out a long-term macro trend. That is your problem, not mine, okay? Let's go back to July 2009. July 2009. I made a video. We were in the midst of the great financial crash, etc. You can go back and search that video right here on this channel. You put in, the dollar is going to rally for a long time, Mike Norman. Just search the title right here in this on my channel. I made a video in July 2009 that said the dollar, Now don't forget, I was calling bullish on the dollar in July 2009 when everybody, the whole world was saying, oh, massive quantitative easing and 0% interest rates and all these extraordinary measures that the Fed was conducting. The dollar was going to disappear. It was going to collapse completely. Not just the quacks out there like Peter Schiff and Jim Rogers, but serious people on Wall Street. Major big time economists and other hedge fund people. They were all saying the dollar was going to collapse. Go back and check my video in 2009. I said the dollar was going to embark on a long-term rally. The dollar index at that time was around 80. Oh, maybe 78, 79, 80. That was in July 2009. Over the next 22 months, it went down to 72. It had a little bounce and then it went down to 72. 22 months, almost 2 years. That means in May 2011, almost 2 years after I said the dollar was going to be in a long-term rally, it went from 78, what did I say, 78, 80, down to 72. Then what happened? From May 2011 until January 2017, it went from 72 all the way up to maybe to about 104. Not maybe, we just said 103, 80, 84. 104 we'll call it. So what's that? 28, 32 big points. 32 big points over the ensuing 6 years. 6 years, it went up. I said in 2009 it's going to go up on a big rally. Then I called that top in December 2015. We're down off that top. I didn't call the high top because that happened, a little bit more than a year, 13 months after I initially called the top. It's still down below my level where I sold. Folks, it's not my problem, and those are the facts. Those are the and it's been well documented on this channel and in my reports and everything else like that. Now, folks, it's your problem. See, I'm a macro guy. I use MMT. We're talking about things like monetary policy, fiscal policy, trade balances, all that stuff which factor in. These are not things that happen over a week or 2 weeks or a month or even a year. These things play out over an enormous length of time. I position myself for these big major moves. Now, it's not my problem. It is your problem that you cannot see things in a macro fashion, and that it is your problem that for you, if something doesn't happen in 2 weeks or a month or even 6 months, then you declare that's wrong. Nobody that I know who has made any big money, and I'm not even just talking about trading, I'm talking about in life, in any endeavor, in any business endeavor, nobody I know expects to make big fortunes in 2 weeks or 6 months or even a year for that matter. How many times do I have to repeat that Warren Buffett won't even get into a stock unless he can hold it for 5 years? So it's your problem, not mine. Those are the facts, people. Well documented on this channel. Thank you very much.